folks, we are live with Game 3 of this semifinal matchup between Thomas the Tank Engine and Sharkbait HooHa. And we are kicking it right into draft right away after that massacre of a game, really, in Sharkbait. Joined here with Tree, and I'm just Dan to bring you the Game 3 action. And guys, if you're Tank Engine, what do you do differently?
Speaking from a little bit of experience being down 0-2, it's kind of defeating. I think they're just going to need to rally morale. I'm not going to be surprised if we don't see a bunch of comfort picks.
Well, they're going to start off by changing things by taking away that Wukong that we've seen so much of from Dub Drum over the past 2 weeks.
I'm interested to see if they ban a Shyvana as well, and a Braum actually, which we saw in the last 2 games. Maybe taking away one of those defensive options for Failed Destiny, but he will probably default to a Thresh instead. And
yeah, well, at this point, I like it. You know, maybe give up that Shyvana. Maybe I took a first pick Lulu here. On the wind's comfortable playing at top lane, and Rifty could probably play it as well if they had to. And they're actually going to take this Sivir. So that could be a Shyvana and a Lulu coming out. And that is a dangerous, dangerous combo. You could give over one of those maybe. I do not like giving over both of them. I think that is a huge, huge mistake for Tank Engineer.
Like, I understand wanting to take away their champions, but in doing so they forgot about those 2 champions. Like, they've got tons of power picks over on Sharkbait, just spread out overall, and giving them Shyvana and Lulu is not the way you wanted this to turn out.
Yeah, I was going to say as the bans were going out, they probably intended to give over the Shyvana because Dubtron played it a lot. He looked good on it, but the way his team played around it didn't always look good, and Tank Engine might have felt they could have a window into the game that way. But Shyvana and Lulu together can just do so many things to you. But on the other side of the map, we've got a nice start of a Sivir comp coming out for Tank Engine. Leona and the Nocturne go very well into that.
Yeah, very much
a bad game. I do like those picks.
Yeah, and no surprise, we do see a Caitlyn and Thresh coming out for bot lane. That's fairly safe, but also it has a lot of options to go in. Lots of poke coming from Caitlyn. Thresh does have, obviously, plenty of CC if they do choose to go in instead of playing defensive.
Yeah, and I believe that Caitlyn, one of his most played champions this season, just a general comfort pick.
We have 4 comfort picks, like some of their most played ever on Sharkbait. All 4 of them are very, very comfortable on those champions.
Yeah, 2 big solo lane picks coming here for Tank Engine, who are going to have to let Thrifty Senpai get counter picks. And they're going to go for fairly safe stuff. Irelia and the Orianna.
How does Irelia do against Lulu?
I have to assume that's a decent matchup for Irelia, or I don't think he would have picked it.
Kind of strikes me as a skill matchup. You just have to kind of play around all of Lulu's dumb CC.
So something that TDE is going to have to be careful here is Sharkbait has a very good, has pretty decent counter engage, like especially with Lulu and Thresh. They can kite very well, and then they can turn it on your head once the On the Hunt has run out.
Yeah, but it at least forces them to play a different play style than they've been playing for most of the playoffs so far, where they have been really prioritizing hard engage style. So last pick from Vivaret going to be Yasuo. Another champion I really like the synergy with Lulu.
I'm just going to go out and say right now, this Sharkbait team, I would be very afraid of right now. With all their... That's a very strong team comp for them.
Yeah, Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. It is going to be a Yasuo mid this time, also. So, obviously, this is Sharkbait's series to lose. I mean, they only need one more game to push this over, and if they play like they did last game, they should have it in the bag. Thrifty Senpai has been a very small factor in his team, and it's rough to see from a diamond mid. But I don't know. Savo obviously also making some very sketchy jump-ins with Graves last fight that cost him his life multiple times. So it does look like they're reverting to simpler to play champions, I would say. Honestly, this is just you run in and you wombo combo them. It's real easy to press Sivir ult, Leona ult, Orianna ult. Just let the wombo do the work. I don't know. I do agree that it's partially skill matchup, but I just think Aurelia is going to have a pretty rough time against Stripes Lulu. He's so comfortable on it, and it's like one of his most picked recently. I think Wynn's going to have his work cut out for him. And Dubdrum obviously on that Shyvana, which has been one of his most picked in this entire league.
But one thing I want to talk about here that I do think the Dank Engine have going for them, I do not think this is a team of tilters.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely not as hard as I would have expected your team to be tilted after being down 0-2 last week. And that's a big thing when you're down 0-2, especially when the games have been as decisive as these first two have.
Yeah, maybe during the games they're getting a bit tilted, but I definitely this team can easily bounce back in between games.
Yeah, Salvo has so much stupid blind optimism about everything that's going on. Like, that just rubs off on the teammates.
Salvo
sometimes you gotta just rub off on your teammates.
At all points of every game ever.
I'm pretty sure Salvo could be up against Wild Turtle and Xpecial in bot lane, and he would find a way to think he won that lane.
Salvo could be up against fucking Bang and Mad Life, and he could be 0-10, and he'd be like, nah, I'm gonna shit on him now.
and he would mean it. That's the thing. You people don't get it. You might think we're joking. Salvo could literally be up against Faker and 4 other Fakers, and he'd be like, yeah, he's not as good as I thought he could be.
Well, let's see if that blind optimism pays off for him in this third match.
Yeah, if for the chat, if you want to see Sharkbait drop a game before the finals, you're gonna need to give TDE your energy.
Let's let up this Twitch chat, guys. Let's be some faggots. Or if you want to see Sharkbait HooHa stop the life out of Thrifty Senpai, post something different in Twitch chat.
But I mean, with how they played last game, if they can just recreate that, I don't see Sharkbait losing this. I think they've improved massively as a team over the last couple of weeks.
Do you think there's a chance Dubdrum came to tonight's game sober?
There is a good chance.
I think he's definitely looking for the back-to-back SBL wins. I have to assume we're going to see some sort of invade here. Whether that's just to get wards down or not is to be debated. But
Has Stripe loaded for you guys yet?
I don't think he connected, so I'm expecting we're going to pause at the start of this game.
most likely. Yep.
And yep, there is, ladies and gentlemen, for Swain Batty League, hashtag pause of the game, brought to you by the NCL.
Oh man.
So
Well,
we're going
there
to
wouldn't be an
strip
SBL
of
week.
seconds to get to this game. In the meantime, I would like to talk about our sponsor, the National Crabcock Association. This is the world's most competitive league of crabcock, beating out some of the other great leagues like the Indian Crabcock League or the Brazilian Crabcock League. But to those of you that might be wondering, AJS, what is crabcock? Crabcock is the greatest sport you are finally hearing about. The game is simple. You get 5 guys who walk like a crab. You remember you might have done that when you were a kid? You're crab walking, okay? With your dick out. And the rules are, you come, you're out. So your goal is to make every crab on the enemy team ejaculate before every crab on your team ejaculates. So you got attackers whose goal is to go and jack off the crabs on the other team, and you got the defenders who are strong and know how to hold it in and not come easily. And this game is just a very heated and steamy sport. We are also planning to host in the off-season the Batty Crabcock League, aka the BCL. So signups should be going up for that in the near future. 4chan Sports has covered some of the most legendary NCAA games of all time, and I'm really excited to see this sport coming back in the limelight.
I will wait to maybe see that.
So, Dan, do you imagine yourself more an attacker or a defender on the Crabcock field?
Oh man, see that I knew you were gonna ask that. I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it ever since you brought it up.
This is the first I've heard of the NCL.
Well, I'm glad we had a pause so you could find out before the signups open for our league. We're going to need a nice centralized location for getting people out. I think we're going to fly everyone to Vegas for the championship.
Sounds legit.
Jump with the fun fact, casters. Today I was sober. We might want to move that chat log up a little for the people on stream. But yeah, that must be the first time all season.
So we do have blue team ready, so we're just waiting on
Rip still.
Stripe to get in here. Hopefully he'll load in pretty quick. We can get this game 3 underway. Yes, Dub. Do tell.
Jesus.
All right. Fortunately, we are into this game. No, never mind.
What?
I thought I saw an unpause. Oh god, that was wrong.
Nope, we
Nah,
still have the "You Come, You're Out" logo sponsoring us graciously.
All right, so let's talk some more about Crabcock. Tree, what position do you think you would play?
I know what Tree would
I think
play.
I think I'd be a defender.
I was right. Gosh, I don't know. What would you be, Swift?
Swift's an attacker, for sure.
I definitely. All the years of circle jerking, Invaders Anonymous, and Team Swain, and everywhere else, I've got a lot of experience handling other dudes' junk, and I just don't think other crabs would be able to handle my sweet, sweet crab touch.
Technical difficulties continue. The problems of playing on a laptop.
Oh, hold on, guys. Madam Stripe just left.
We have a quit. That's something.
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling. So let's talk about some of the SBL players I think would make great crab gods. First of all, Gaius Fracking Falter, or whatever the hell he's going by these days, John Groot. That guy was in the Army. You see a lot of dick when you're in the Army, and you do a lot of gay stuff when you're in the Army. I imagine he would make one hell of an attacker in the Crab God League. I would actually, if I were a cock captain, I would consider spending a lot of my $20 onto him.
See, I'm thinking Stripe would be a vicious attacker. Get a little booze in him.
I don't think you're allowed to drink. That's a performance-enhancing drug. That is objectively a performance-enhancing drug. Would you have breathalyzers on the sidelines? Or would you be doing pre-game breathalyzer tests?
I think you'd have to.
Could you imagine if, like, the night before the Crab Bowl, Strip shows up, he was going super hard last night, he blows in the breathalyzer, .02. He's still got some in his system. Madam Strip cannot play the first quarter of the Crab Bowl. I don't think you're allowed to sub people in the middle of the game in the Crab God game.
No, that'd be a devastating loss.
Yeah. You'd have one guy
hate to see it happen.
Especially after so much invested. It was just a shame to see.
I would.
Such a long and storied season, I'm sure.
Now,
can we cut to the montage footage real quick?
We have the montage footage.
Someone has a good question in chat. Read it out for us, Swift. Read that aloud.
Is popping a finger and someone bought a pedal?
See, I think I would pick Salvo as my main go-to just for the ingenuity of that question. I would put a lot of my money towards him if we're drafting for the NCA.
Alright, it looks like we might be getting a remake here, just trying to get confirmation from these players in Twitch chat or any other chat. I don't know. We must be having a bug out with Strip rejoining this game.
Rats.
Yeah, one thing that would be awful about the... Alright, looks like they have started leaving, so we're going to drop this game. Hopefully it won't take a whole lot longer. One thing that would be awful about the Batty Crab Dog League, though, is we would find out which of our friends are premature ejaculators. And I think that would be pretty awful for everyone.
Yeah, literally everyone would lose that, I think.
Anyone that you think would be just a major bust in the NCL, maybe somebody to be really hyped up before the season, but then just wouldn't be able to crab?
Wouldn't be able to crab. Let's see.
Gosh, see, I don't know that many people on a personal level because I feel like that's the only way you're gonna know who to draft is based on their tenacity.
You've never been in the middle of a League of Legends game, and 32 minutes in, you've seen My Wang miss a smite on a Baron versus a no jungle alive team, and immediately go, this guy would premature ejaculate if I were touching him.
You know who I think the dark horse crab player would be?
Who?
Matt 30 Piss.
Hell yes,
Ooh.
he would be. Can we talk about how good he would be? He's so quick. Yeah.
Yeah, you would be trying to like get in there to jack him off, and he just like shift out of the way. You wouldn't be able to find him.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. He's pretty slippery, so I feel like he is the dark horse in this competition.
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely think he would be a good crab. And he'd be a good team leader. It doesn't really matter what game he's in. He usually figures out the strategy. I mean, I cannot get this image out of my mind of 30 on all fours getting jacked off, yelling, strip, strip, attack forward, get him on the flank, he's open.
Dirty shot calling as he's being jerked.
Yeah. I mean, he does have his head in the right place. So, as long as he can stay focused, he's got to make those calls. I feel like we've talked more about this league than the game.
Well, Strip's restarting his PC again, so we got a little more time to keep discussing Crabcocks, boys. Who we would have to have a minimum penis length requirement, I think. You know, otherwise it would just be the National Chode League, and no one wants to watch that. The opposite of every other sport where bigger is better.
So would you draft? How would that affect your draft, though?
I think if you're under a certain number of inches, you just aren't allowed to sign up. Kind of like how if somebody was bronze and asked to sign up for the Daddy League, I would just have to say no.
Good call.
I guess we could actually do something productive and take Salma's advice in chat here and actually
All
talk
right.
about the Rocket League a little
Yeah,
bit.
I guess in case anyone's still watching this god-awful stream, our next off-season league we are going to be running after this season of the SBL is over is the Batty Rocket League. To those of you that have been following, we recently created a Team Swain Batty Esports page, which I am dropping a link in Twitch chat right now. Feel free to give that a like if you're interested. We're going to be using that page to organize anything we run, basically. That's not the SBL specifically. And we're going to be trying to do some more different stuff over time. But next one coming up is going to be the Batty Rocket League. And you might be thinking, oh, AJS, I've never played Rocket League. I don't even own that game. Guess what? Neither do I. I'm still signing up. And so are a lot of the people in this league. Even the most experienced players we have signing up for the BRL are people that have only played relatively small amounts of Rocket League. So this is going to be a much badder Batty League than the SBL, which is, for all intents and purposes, fairly competitive. You know, decent, moderately high level of play. These off-season leagues we want to run, we want this to be more of a shit show. People that barely know the game or don't know the game and are just picking it up for these leagues, just having some fun. And the result is it's going to be a shorter season. We're still working out the details of exactly how the BRL is going to run, but I believe the full thing is going to be done in 6 weeks. 3 weeks for a season and 3 weeks for playoffs. And the game is only 15 or 20 bucks on Steam, so if you want to have some fun with your friends, definitely think it's something you should consider giving a try. Obviously, anyone that's in the SBL is welcome to sign up. We will still be running this Tuesday, same time. The draft is also going to be a little bit different than former leagues. We're still working out the details of that as well, but it probably won't be a draft.
We've got a system set up for how it's going to work. It will be different for sure. Not giving out too many details right now, but yeah, I can vouch for sure. Like, the game is worth it. It's $20. It's so much fun, and it should be a ton of fun to cast and watch too. Games are super quick. They're only 5 minutes each. So we're going to be able to get through a ton of games every night. I feel like we need a Kickstarter to get Stripe a real computer.
He has a PC that's in the shop currently that something's being fixed on. So I think he's playing on his old laptop. And that's it for the BRL. So Swain Batty Esports, give that a like. Batty Rocket League. We're eventually going to be doing the Batty Team Fortress 2 League, which is going to be a real shit show. Who knows what else we might run? We could do anything we want.
Yeah, I think we want to try a bunch of different games before we like settle on anything. We do a bunch.
Still waiting on the strip restart.
Can you tell me more about Rocket League? I don't really know much about the game, but you make a good case to join this season.
Have you ever heard of soccer? Maybe
Yeah.
football if you're a dirty gringo or something. It's called soccer in most of the civilized world. Okay, have you ever heard of monster trucks?
Yes.
Now imagine you're playing soccer with monster trucks.
Jesus.
That's Rocket League. A big
Nope,
ball,
not
big
quite.
trucks.
Now imagine you strap actual rocket boosters to the back of that truck and you can fly. That's
I
Rocket
like
League.
every aspect of this game.
I mean, it's more like jumping than flying, but you get the idea. It's very fast-paced. It's very hyped. Individual games last 3 minutes.
5.
Or 5 minutes. Add maybe a 20 to 30 seconds for replays after goals are scored. And you have Rocket League. It is very simple to pick up and very fun.
It should be awesome all around.
And that's about all there is to say about Batty Rocket League. So, back to Crabcock. You know who I would really be excited to see in Crabcock?
Please
Master
tell me.
Splitter. Because that man is so competitive. I mean, you.
Oh,
I can
man.
see-
He would be
Yeah,
shit
like-
talking you as he was beating you off.
Yeah, you think you know how to jerk somebody off? Come on, try harder, you bitch.
He is an attacker.
And the thing is, I think he'd be good at it. Like, legitimately. He's just too competitive at everything. Like, well, some guys are getting jerked off, they might be distracted by how jerked off they're getting. Master Splitter would only be thinking about one thing: winning that season.
God damn it.
I could see him pulling off, like, the legendary, like, he's just balancing on his 2 legs, he's jerking off 2 crabs at once.
He's got the eye of the tiger.
Alright, so Strip is currently opening league. So this should not, hopefully not be much longer. So I guess while we're playing League of Legends, let's talk about something a little less Crabcock related. And let's talk about League of Legends. How about that Worlds? Anyone out there think a team besides SK Telecom is going to win this World Championship? And if so,
I feel bad for them. That's it's a very warped world view you have of T not winning.
yeah, I cannot. Like, I think you could play out this bracket 100 times, and I think SKT is gonna win at least 70 of them. They look so good.
Then again, there's already been about 8 million upsets this world, so the fuck not more.
Yeah, SKT loses to AHQ in the first rounds.
Oh God.
EDG loses to Fnatic, and suddenly the only potential two-time champion is Expected in the semifinals. Wouldn't that be something?
No one would predict that. Then 0 of the fucking pick'ems would be right.
All right, it looks like Strip is back in, so we are going to get this redrafted. We are going to leave the stream running, but we are going to take a quick caster break while this redraft is going. So this should be back to live in about 3.5 minutes as we bring this into the semifinal. Mainly because I don't think we have anything left to talk about this matchup.
Nope, we're out of shit, as you can tell by Crapcocks.
So, grabs and gots, boys. Good delay, boys. You could just leave stream off, I guess. It shows the timer. I forgot about that, so we'll shoot for being back. I'd say 45 seconds on the countdown, guys.
Okay.
All right, folks. Appreciate the patience on this wonderful semifinal evening. But we are finally about to go into this game.
So, back into an actual game of League of Legends.
So,
Feels like it's been a while.
remember how we were talking about how we figured TDE wouldn't be tilting? Well, now that they had a chance to listen to about 15 minutes of Rocket League and Crabcock talk, they are definitely not tilting. You really can't be much more centered than they should be right now.
Yeah, we may have inadvertently provided some therapy for them. Just some nice calming talk about, aggressively attacking another man's cock while standing on your other limbs in a weird position. Sometimes that's all you need.
Sometimes that is all you need.
Oh, Stripe, please. Stripe's still not connected.
This is a worrying trend.
If I've ever seen one. Fingers crossed that he connects.
Yay!
Oh, we got there, boys.
I've never been so happy to see that stupid Lulu face. But look at that octopus right now. Look at how happy that octopus is.
I was just about to point out that fucking
He knows
face.
that he gets to play game 3.
Look at that fucking octopus, dude. He's never been more happy.
Oh man, I will never unsee the look on that octopus's face.
Does that look like the face of Mercy to you?
That is not the face of Mercy.
That could be a big problem for Daycats in here. I don't see any face of Mercy to quite compare to that Lulu.
Yeah, nothing even comes close. Everyone's looking all serious, and there's Lulu with not one, but 2 happy faces in her portrait.
You see where that portrait gets cut off?
Yeah.
You know why she's got a smile on her face, right?
God damn it.
Because she's at the National Crabcock Association Crab Bowl.
And how can you...
All I'm saying is if you had an octopus that was helping you out, you'd win. That's cheating.
Well, she's just in the stands watching.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
You're not the Boston Blowhards. I like to imagine that at some point, like 3 years from now, I'm going to take my casting full time and I'm going to be trying to go pro. And someone at Riot's going to take up this bottom of the tournament I casted when I was amateur, talking about Crabcock for 20 minutes, and be like, we shouldn't hire you, but we think you could probably talk about anything for 20 minutes, so you'd actually be perfect. Just don't ever talk about Crabcock on an LCS stream.
Those are pretty basic guidelines.
Yeah, I think you could divide by those.
Hype the game, don't talk about crabs. Got it, Riot. What if somebody's playing Ergot? Do you think Ergot would be any good at Crabcock?
Would he be? I mean, isn't that cheating?
I don't know. Does Ergot have a blank? I don't know.
No?
Maybe.
I think no. Pretty sure we'd see it.
I don't know.
Holy shit, we're getting in game.
I have never been so excited to get in game. Imagine how
And
great this is
TDE
going to
with
be
the bro move.
if TDE pull the reverse sweep here.
The reverse sweep, the Cloud9.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I highly doubt it, especially with everyone on Sharkbait getting their comfort.
Man,
And
does
we
the idea
are-
of League of Legends until 1 a.m. really get me going.
And we are going up for either the Shia LaBeouf or the Even Stevens. We'll see which one once they get up to this sky bush. And they might get here before strike. It's going to be close. If he wards it before he goes in.
He's not going to warn it. I know this guy. Oh, this could be a big
Oh.
start. That is
Oh, no.
Takes the push. He's done. He's hit. He's dead. And you want to know how that lane matchup goes for Irelia versus Lulu? A hell of a lot better when she gets a level 1 kill.
Yeah, that could spell disaster early. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
And folks, that's
and
why you get tilted when you see your teammates not leave the fountain by 15 seconds.
Yeah, like you should be running out of that base to where you're gonna go immediately. They even keep you in so you have to buy your shit and then before you can leave. Like they give you so much time.
I really kind of wish that Dank Engine would have just stayed in that area and waited for Strip to come back and hope to catch him a second time.
Oh my god, the tilt, life tilt.
I would be triggered for life.
Vivret worried. He's having PTSD to last game where he was rudely auto-attacked.
All right, folks. After nearly an hour, we're finally going to watch these two teams play some League of Legends.
Hype. We have a game.
So both bot lanes going to do the same thing as last game, just leash for their junglers, and standard stuff going to happen as these power farms begin. And this is a game I really want to see 50 Senpai have some impact in this game. He has been incredibly lackluster so far tonight, and his team needs him right now.
Yeah.
To just come through and do something.
Yeah, he's got to show up. Savo has to play these, especially the team fights, like way better. He's got to respect the enemy team in general. But Hib's doing a very good job of just poking them out right now.
Yeah, especially when they got the level advantage. Salvo and Zaku need to just back off and wait for those creeps to come to the tower pretty much. Because there's nothing you're going to do as a level 1 Sivir versus a level 2 Kayle Rush.
On the win, does get minor damage up top. Obviously, it's kind of hard for him to do any decent damage this early in the game as Aurelia. Especially against a ranged ranged top laner. Sorry.
By the way, Dan, we do have the team names backwards on the overlay.
So, just skirmishes going in on all the lanes. Vivret taken down to about 200 health, rolling that potion. Oh!
And that was just some weird spectator interaction. That wouldn't have happened in game.
Yeah, that was Zaku going in as he got pulled.
And nothing else.
Yeah, nothing really coming out of it. Minor damage to both sides. And another engage on the Thrifty Senpai. But again, both sides taking roughly the same damage.
This could be big. Both ignites going out and both flashes going up, and the creep damage is going to secure the kill. And a nice outplay by Vivret. And this is looking like more of the same out of Thrifty Senpai.
If I was most worried about any team or any player on Sharkbait, it would be Yasuo.
Oh.
That's a very good stun in turret range, so even though he got to pull onto Salvo, there was nothing that was going to come out of it. He took a lot of damage, had burn his flash.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that point, Dan. Vivret has just been on point tonight. And now he's on a much more traditional type of hard carry champion than the Victor. It can be very, very scary if he gets going with Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, he's already got that average played for the 20% critical strike chance with his passive, as well as the gold, obviously. Yeah, the spot lane has just been a bit of a struggle for Salvo and Zaku. Hibs and Destiny putting a lot of pressure on them early. We have another pause coming out.
Madam Strip has returned.
Having some computer rendering issues, I guess. Hopefully those setting changes they're doing right now should fix that. Swift, you want to point out our sponsor again real quick?
Yeah. Crabcock, you come your out. Sign up for Betty Crabcock League.
Hopefully a quick change. I do know I do know it can take a little bit for those settings to actually apply. Especially on a shitty computer.
Hopefully it doesn't crash as it's reverting. I hate when that happens.
Well, I got bad news for you guys. It's definitely going to pause for at least a few minutes.
Oh, jeez Louise.
Bro. Well, there's not really a lead big enough anywhere to talk about. I mean, Yasuo has the biggest lead in mid lane here. And with that, it's mostly going to be Thrifty Senpai just looking to play the passive until 6 and maybe look for a gank on him. It's a good enough Salvo.
Alright, guys.
Farming.
We are actually going to get a forfeit out of Sharkbait here.
They're going to give this game?
It looks like they don't think Strip can fix his issues. And they're going to have to give this game and actually bring in a sub player for game 4.
Oh. That's unfortunate. Holy shit.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to go try to get the update from this team real fast. I will be back momentarily.
User left your channel.
Okay, so apparently we're looking at a sub for game 4 due to just inadequate computer from Strip here. That's super unfortunate to happen in game 4 because with this surrender, that's going to put them 2-1.
Yeah. What can you say about this? The longest game of the series is only 5 minutes and 19 seconds long.
Yeah.
Well, who's their sub that they're bringing in?
I don't remember who their sub is. I will look that up real quick. Their sub is Lock 'em Down, I believe.
Does he play League anymore?
I don't know.
Well, that will be an interesting sub.
Yeah. Well, they're allowed to be salty at this point. We have spent a very large amount of time. Oh, Manlord? Wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong team. Oh, I'm sorry. Lock 'em Down is Thomas the Dank Engine's sub. Manlord the Miracle is the other team's sub. So it will be Manlord coming into this game for them. Which, as we've seen in previous seasons, Mandler's usually a pretty good sub. He usually, at least when he was mid lane, he was being super value for his team as a sub.
I mean, he is known as Manlord the Miracle, so maybe he can come in and help him up.
Yeah, that's really rough to lose Stripe. He's usually a big impact in these team fights. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just out of things to talk about. We've been sitting on pauses for so long at this point.
We could go through your match history.
My match history.
Yeah. Tell me about Vi and why she does so much damage with Warrior. I never understand it when I'm facing it.
Here's the thing. I went into normal before the game tonight, and jungle was all that was open, and I opened up probuilds.net.
All right.
It said to build Warrior with this enchant, so I built those things. And I clicked my buttons at the correct people, and I did the adequate damage. I have no idea why.
Well, I mean, I guess if that's the best we got, that's the best we got. Tell me about
my analysis of my podcast. Yeah, you like those Howling Abyss games? We gonna talk about?
Wait, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. Talk to me about this Victor game. Look at these gold swings. This is ridiculous.
I wanted nothing more in my life than to analyze the gold swings of an ARAM game.
Well, I mean, you guys were
That's
up
literally what I
almost
live
3K. And then they started making a comeback for about 5 minutes, and then you just turned on the gusto.
Yeah, we just decided to win, basically.
Yeah. See, that's I feel like in these games, that's what Team Dang Engine just needs to do is just win. You just gotta turn it up.
Yeah, you just decide that you're gonna win, and then you win.
This game's really easy when you think about it.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, I want to win today, and then you win. And now I'm platinum.
Yeah, exactly. Congratulations.
That's just how it works. I was like, wow, I want to win. Now I'm platinum.
Honestly, that's a pretty good representation of how you get into plat. You just have to keep going at it.
Do you have TeamSpeak muted on the stream?
Do I have what?
Is TeamSpeak muted on stream? Or they can hear us right now?
Yeah, they can hear us right now. We're talking. We're live.
Okay, well, guys, we're going to mute TeamSpeak momentarily. We're going to have a few minutes delay here, probably 5-6 minutes until we get the draft for this next game started. The rundown of what's going to happen is Madam Strip's backup PC just completely died on him. He is unfortunately not going to be able to reconnect and play out the remainder of this series. And in addition to that, Sharkbait cannot get their normal substitute player, Manlord the Miracle, in. So they are going to have to bring in OG Dirty Mike. And I just got popped into the post game of that other game.
I did too.
Yeah, I did too. Anyway, OG Dirty Mike.
So OG Dirty Mike is going to be playing. I'm gonna have to restart my league client. Tree, can you make a lobby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna mute TeamSpeak muted on stream. This might take me a few tries to get the league finally restarted. So that is the plan. We're going to get this lobby started. It actually might be quicker than I thought. I believe their game just ended. They had to open mid because we couldn't get Madam Strip out of the game. So this is going to just be a moment. We are going to mute TeamSpeak for a minute or two here while we finish getting this all set up, guys. And in case I didn't say it, Sharkbait did forfeit that game, as they obviously had no way to finish that out. So,
Sound muted. Sound
Makes sense
resumed.
that all three of the spectators had it. He's resetting the food right now.
Okay, so we are finally getting into this game. Obviously, we do have a sub now, so this is officially game 4. And so we will be going back into Champ Select. So I don't know how this sub is going to change. It's going to change how this plays out. Does Dirty Mike play it?
That's what he played when he subbed for another team. And it was quite dirty.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he has 75,000 mastery points on Tom Kench. That's a lot of Kench.
All right. I am back, and we are into this wonderful game 4.
So here's the question, Swift. Have they scouted OG Dirty Mike at all? If they have, they'll ban it Kench. If not, who knows?
Yeah, there's a chance they know about the Kench. We did prepare pretty heavily. OG Dirty Mike does play top lane on the Dub Drum and Vibra team at the Stoutlands. And we assumed we were going to be playing them for a finals matchup. Which obviously didn't have because they lost the first round. So they should at least have that as something they're considering letting through. But they are going to let it through, so we'll see if that's something that Sharkbait feel they can first pick. But they're going to go for the Lulu instead. Curious to see where that's going to go now that Strip is out.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. This is kind of weird, obviously, because you got to see what everyone was going to play last game, but we barely got to see it actually played. We only had 5 minutes in game. I think TDE is debating if they want to take Kench right now away from him.
Yeah, I have to assume so.
I really think they should. He really impressed me last time he played it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and I know it's something that he apparently plays quite a lot of.
I mean, he does play top lane all the time, so...
I just don't know what Dank Engine would play it if it were open. But it looks like they're going to go for a Shyvana and an Ashe. Some more new picks out of Dank Engine.
Yeah, looking at Dirty Mike, he's got Kench, he's got a couple Olaf games, he has a Shen in there, 2 Shens actually. So just off his base match history, the last couple, we're definitely looking at a very tanky top lane for sure. The Ashe early pick is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, I found that a bit strange.
There's some of that salvo confidence.
I mean, I love Ashe. She's one of my most played right now. She's the only one I have Mastery 5 on right now, and I love her, but you have to play very careful with her. Her only form of escape is basically using the arrow.
There's that Tom
Kench being picked up.
And the Kench has been unbenched.
Unbench the Kench, permit the Kermit.
Lose the game, Dank Engine. You just have.
If someone has
then-
75,000 mastery points
Mastery
on
points.
a champion, yeah, it should. I think it should be banned.
That's a ton of games on that champion.
And it's not like it's just some normal champion you see every day. This is Tom Kench, something that there's a lot of nuance to it. There's a huge difference between a shit Tom Kench player and a veteran Tom Kench player. But it looks like On the Wind's confident enough to take it into an Irelia matchup. I have to assume that was something they discussed before the game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think that I want to say it should be a fairly even matchup, but I'm not positive.
We will try to find out here. And the other pick there being Zaku's Janna, which he played a bit early in the season, had varying degrees of success with.
Yeah, with unable to take that Sever, then they still wanted to ban it out. They switched gears here into a more defensive bot lane, but with still potential off of that arrow. So we may be seeing maybe one of those early, back to bases and arrow down mid lane in order to try and get one of those free kills for Alice, maybe. Try and get him into this game.
By the way, according to a quick look up on Champion GG, it looks like Tom Kench Irelia very, very slightly favors Tom Kench, enough that it should go down as a skill matchup.
Okay.
So more of a comfort pick than a counter pick coming out of On the Winds.
Yeah, and Vivret actually still opting to grab that Lulu too, even though Stripe is not around.
So looking at these comps, I really don't like how little damage there is on Sharpbase. Like, what is that team's goal when they go to late game? To not die?
I'm not sure. I mean, Ashe is in a lot of danger here with how she got picked in, with Vi able to dive and then Lulu able to ult immediately after.
Yeah, it's going to be a very rough game for Salvo, but there's still... Even if Salvo goes down early in some of these fights, if a lot can flow for him, Dankenshin might be able to turn some of these fights, especially because 50 Senpai has traditionally been very good at playing Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm just wow, this is a much different champ select than the last one, like way different. Obviously, some of that is because of switching one of the players in the game, but also a lot of banning and picking out the enemy team's options. Although we do see Fail Destiny getting back onto Braum, which was banned for last game.
Yeah, but really, this game, for Sharkbait to win, this all hinges on him. He is going to have so much protection in these team fights. If he's not able to carry this game, Sharkbait are going to lose this 100%.
Yeah, and that's part of why I don't like the Caitlyn pick here. Obviously, she's very good at poking early game, but like you if you're gonna have this much protection, you should have something that could deal more damage mid to late in these team fights. You're gonna want a bigger carry, basically.
Yeah, I agree. This just doesn't look like much of a comp as much as it is 5 picks.
Yeah, for sure, and that may just be because of their sub. Like, they haven't worked out what he can play with, and so they just threw a Tom Kench into their comp. But I mean, they've been playing well all night, so it won't even matter, to be honest. They've just been playing solid, especially that last game. They were able to convert that into a win at 35 minutes.
Yeah, they played good all across the match. I mean, if they can play, if the 4 starting members of Sharkbait can play as well as they did in Game 1 and Game 2, they should still be able to win this game. Might be a little messier, but they were very decisive in both of those games.
Yeah, for sure. Interested to see how Devout does on Shyvana. I'm not sure how much we've seen him on that. Obviously, it's not like a super intense to play champion. I mean, he was just playing Lee Sin, so. But we'll just have to see if he's able to have the same sort of success that Dove does on Shyvana. But again, it's going to be super hard to dive on that Caitlyn with Braum, Lulu, and Tom Kench if they choose to all just stay back and defend him.
Yeah, I actually don't think the Dumb Jump should be playing for the dive in this game. I think he should play just to be the tank line for Thrifty and Salvo. And if these turn into any type of long team fights, I don't understand how Tank Engine can lose them. And I actually think diving would give
For a
the
long
chance
team
of
fight?
losing. Yeah. There's just so much damage, so much more damage is going to come out of an Ashe and a Karthus. If the Irelia and the Shyvana play Peel,
Yeah, that's true.
like I said, all of the late game damage is coming out of Caitlyn.
And that's not the best AD carry to have your late game damage coming from.
So we will see. And there are 2 exhausts, no ignites coming out of Tank Engine here, so that will give them, strong summoners for playing Peel defensive fights.
Yeah,
Let's
for
see if they can
Sharkbait
do it.
here, I want to see them not just use their early pressure bottom to get ahead in CS. They need to actually shove down that tower. They need to take things early. They need to move this game along and not let it get super late. I mean, yes, they do have a very tanky team, which is pretty good in this meta, but I don't think it's enough to win them this late game.
Alright, so we will see if these teams can accomplish anything at level 1, which, by the way, I did get a bit of a clarification on that last game. It sounds like Strip was lagging at the start of that game and was a pretty big contributor to that first blood he gave up.
Well, I don't think he could have done shit if he wasn't lagging with the way he walked into that bush, so...
But he might not have been late if the bush wasn't lagging. Who knows?
That's an excuse I'll accept.
I didn't get much out of him. I was obviously talking to a lot of people at that point, so...
Yeah.
But both
we
these
do
teams look
see-
like they're going to be able to just trade some vision here.
This is the exact same invade that we saw from them, but on the opposite side of the map. But obviously they grouped up this time and decided to go as a group, and they moving in there. So now they are actually behind them at the blue buff. We may just see some trades, but it's more likely that half of each team will just go back. Does look like Sharkbait is grouping up here in order to check the other bushes. Worried that there might still be around here.
This could go so scary depending on where these teams go.
This could go either way real quickly here because if they actually walk out and they don't back, they're going to run into each other. And we do see Tom backing to go top as well. Oh, Shyvana Onlewin did cancel that.
Like Onlewin's content to use his teleport. And Thrifty Senpai probably going to walk over this dot push ward. Which
Tom,
really
teleport down as well.
That was an atrocious teleport.
Yeah, I cannot condone what just happened.
That teleport was so bad that I'm just Dan just said he can condone it, guys.
I can't condone that. That was really bad.
But now we've got a fight breaking out. Salvo's taking a lot of damage. She has to pop a nice early flash here, and Doctor's going to need a long time to get to that lane.
Wow.
Not a good start for Salvo.
So yeah, both teams starting in the opposite jungle, and they are 4-man ganking mid already.
Oh man, Vibrant flashes immediately. That is actually, I really like that decision. Once they see Salvo flashing out bot lane to just collapse all those men the way they did. But Thrifty taking a lot of damage. She's got to walk up because Vivareth does have an Ignite. Oh, that's just...
This is a Flash Ignite auto. Okay, he is healing up. He's getting those potions rolling. But, I mean, they both still have to be very careful. They're both very low here. Hibbs is level 2 already, so obviously just those straight stats and the spell and everything. And yeah, this is what I wanted to see from Sharkbait in order to push this game into their lead. Like, push it like Caitlyn is so good at doing and just shove that tower as hard as possible, get it out. Dirty Mike eating Aurelia top lane, getting some damage on him.
Now the way's taking a lot of creep damage here. Does he see that second health bar on Dirty Mike?
Ooh. Dirty Mike taken so low that he has to actually use the shield, which means he doesn't get to heal any of that. So that was actually a good trade for On the Win because he managed to get him low enough to actually use the shield.
Dirty Mike does have more wards though, and neither teleport, or sorry, more potions, and neither teleport is up. So, but On the Win does not give a fuck because he is going
He's gonna
on
get
the
eaten.
aggressive, and he has the flash out. Dirty Mike goes for the flash as well. He eats On the Win, spits him into the wall.
Oh my goodness!
God! Oh my God! On the Win with the play.
Holy shit. Dub
But
is up here
here
to kill
comes
himself.
by.
Greed. Greed
Nice
for those
counter
minions.
kill.
He needed to leave after he got that kill, but he wanted the minions.
Super greedy. And he's going to lose a lot of EXP because he cannot teleport back to this lane. So even though he has more gold, he's barely going to be ahead from this exchange. Unless Devout Melt can freeze those creeps in top lane. Which it looks like he might be doing from my mini-map here. And
Yeah, that should
once again,
freeze right there.
the third game in a row, the action starts in top lane.
Yeah, just a ton of fight. Even though we switched out one of the top lane players, still just going at it.
I think we have the common
If this
denominator
is the new
here.
on the wins. I kind of like it.
So a big CS lead so far for Caitlyn, using that early game pressure to the best advantage they can. And Salvo's still already sitting at half health and used his potion.
Yeah, Sel's probably trying to hold off for pickaxe gold here. There's pretty much no way he's going to last to a BF sword.
Yeah, and he's already almost got the pickaxe gold. Honestly, this wave does get him that.
Looking across the rest of the map, we do see 50 Senpai with a Tear of the Goddess.
That's good. He's getting that tier stacked early.
Yeah, I expect to see the late game scalar Karthus come out here. Especially with, like we said, they wanted to put that pressure in early for Sharkbait. So I'm assuming after the tier we're going to see the Roa come out right away and just scale for late. Or at least mid game.
Yeah, Thrifty forcing, that was a very nice Thrifty force mid. He's getting a nice CS advantage off of.
This is a great dragon call.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Dank Engine have any idea that this is going on. Getting some nice use. Oh, the Thrifty Senpai just hit 6. But not going to be able to do anything with it right away.
No. He is pushing much more aggressively onto Vivareth in this mid lane. But with those two rotating around, he could be in a lot of danger here.
Yeah, he's going to need to make a nice flash here. And yep, a good flash on the Vault Breaker.
Yeah, that was a guaranteed kill if he did not get that flash down. Even if he got the flash after the Braum Q hit, I'm pretty sure that was still a kill.
Man,
Did you see?
These are some very lopsided positions all across the map. All 4 positions have major CS gaps, with Gibbs being the only one that's currently being won by Sharkbaits.
Yeah, this is not what we saw last game at all. And a lot of damage going on to Dirty Mike. Wind is trying to make sure these engages get him, like, they can't just be little pieces of health. He wants to force him to heal as little as possible. So hurting him for as much health is what he wants here.
You're telling me that in this lane, He wants to deal a lot of damage in this trade.
Look, yo, I'm not trying to John Madden this. I'm talking about his shield in particular.
Do you have anything to say about Brett Favre?
He's a great player. I'd suck his dick.
Very good. Very nice,
All right,
Sean
there
Madden.
you have it, Mr. Favre. We'll catch you in Virginia next week.
I hope I embody John Madden well enough with that statement.
It was great.
We do see Shyvana just getting that ward in. I thought he was going to go mid, actually, but Lulu is right next to her tower, so that would be very hard to gank at this point.
Yeah, they can be content to just let Thrifty keep getting this free farm. There's nothing better you can ask for than Karthus.
Yeah, especially a Karthus with a tier. Like, he doesn't have an early
And
game lead.
Develop goes in, he gets the double stand aside and an exhaust onto Iroh hips. Heal comes out from hips. Salvo trying to go for the chase here, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything.
That was some pretty good damage trade after they got the stun on the Shyvana. Hids' kiting in general today has been very good.
Yeah, ultimately just an exhaust for exhaust trade. I don't know if I don't think Salvo was level 6 during that fight. I think he hit just after.
Yeah, they were, both bot laners were level 5, unfortunately.
Yeah, if Ash had been 6, that would have been a kill, guaranteed.
Probably should have coordinated that a little bit better.
Yeah, if they just waited just a little bit. On the win, taking a lot of damage from these Qs.
Tom Kench, baby. But he's going to have a nice big wave. He should be able to hit most of under his tower. Irelia, one of the best under tower CSs in the top lane.
Yeah, it's hard to stop any CS from her with that Q. Yeah, really, really big goal differentials both in mid. Honestly, all 3 lanes. Jungle is the only one who's even close at this point.
Yeah, actually, jungle differential was kind of... Oh, no. Goldie still actually at about 600 as some recalls happen. Yeah, if I'm Sharkbait right now, I'm just so worried about how big Thrifty Senpai is getting for free. You know, he's up 27 CS on his way back to lane. His hardness, stacking that tier nice and early. Already got that catalyst. There's no sign of pressure thus far.
Yeah, so he is going for that Roa, though the fact that he gets this free early game where he just wants to stall, basically. Like, he wants this Roa, he wants to just...
but here comes Dubdub in this mid lane. There's an Assault battery on his 50 set by. On the way teleporting in, but it's going to be way too late to do anything. But he does not choose to cancel. And now OT35 comes in. What the hell was
what have we done?
hoping to do there? He is giving up an easy double kill, going to Dubdub and Bibarette.
So... That's,
I do not condone...
Victor hits Salvo. Taku has to use his Monsoon defensively, and he's flashing out as well.
I don't condone that teleport either. That was, not Dan approved.
Not Dan approved. They're gonna get 2 towers off of that.
Wow. What a massive power play. And now they're going on to develop. He has to flash out. And
maybe a kill?
Oh, no.
Fuck was he thinking?
That was so dirty.
Might pick up. Oh no.
Oh
that's
no.
Right. That's a Tom Kench.
Tom Kench. Ban him. Put him on the bench.
So
that was so incredibly stupid. That was so incredibly stupid of On the Way to take that teleport. That was so stupid of Salvo to stay under that tower and almost die and have to give up a bunch of summoners. That was just an incredibly awful 2 minute stretch.
They are now down 2.3k. Dan Kenshin is.
That was the most explosive early game we've seen any of these games so far.
Yeah.
And now this should be a free dragon for Sharkbait.
Yeah,
Almost going to be way too far out to contest this, but Nope looks like he wants to go in. We'll see. Bill Destiny being slowed, he's being knocked up by Janna. He's actually taking a lot of damage. He flashes defensively. That's a very big zone. But On the Wind does not have a teleport. He's got a very long run to make.
Yeah,
Although Tomcat is in the top lane, he does not have a teleport either.
yeah, and his ult is down as well. So Velk and Nader,
But-
he has to ult out, and he's too low. He has to leave.
And
Now it is a free
anything
dragon.
my Aurelia's still coming. This is a 5v4.
Ooh,
And Thrifty Senpai being engaged on though. He's very caught up, but a nice enchanted crystal onto him. Thrifty Senpai's in the middle of this fight, trying to deal what damage he can. He does not have a Requiem, but it doesn't matter. He's putting out a ton of DPS in this fight. We see Dump Drum being collapsed on, but he might make it out of this fight. Meanwhile, On the Wind chasing on Vivera, just waiting out cooldowns here. And going to get that kill. And now Dump Drum going
no.
to pick up Saku before going down. But Development and Salvo gonna get the shutdown here.
On the Wind wants it.
On the Wind.
Yeah, On the Wind has the fire in his eyes.
Yeah, they pinned for the dragon.
Yeah, Dragon's a smarter play.
They're gonna have to trade Dragon for top tower at this point. I don't know. Actually, 50 Senpai might just make it there in time. It's gonna be really close up top, but they did slash a bit out of that gold lead, so the overall map win.
Yeah,
They can save this tower, but this is so close.
So this is a super different type of game. Pretty Mike is literally just going for that tower kill, but he should
That's a
die.
mistake, yeah.
Senpai here.
He has an ultimate. Alice wouldn't be able to interrupt.
Yes, you can. Any champion damage interrupts it.
Yep.
Oh.
Any
They
champion
learned.
damage.
But he gets out
So,
free.
wow. All right.
I guess Alice just didn't want to chase into vision they didn't have.
I'm pretty surprised by that. I thought he had that for sure. But yeah, Tom's ult is canceled by any champion damage, so it doesn't even need a CC. But now we do have a pretty big Aurelia here. Although surprisingly not that much gold up over Tom top lane, only about 200. And a Tom coming on top lane.
Yeah, 2v2 busting out in the top lane, but Thrifty Senpai being taken very low. Turned into a squirrel and kiting for his life. Lulu all gonna knock Thrifty up, but they do not want to chase this wall of pain because they do see Development coming up the river. But meanwhile, an easy siege in this bot lane for his friends.
Yeah, they can't stop this. Salvo and Zaku are in no position to stop this push. They are far too behind to probably handle a 2v2, let alone a 2v3.
And Dump Drum has his ult, so if a mistake happens from Salvo or Zaku, they will get dove. But it
So
looks
they
like
got
they don't
half
want to
damage.
commit.
Yeah, they got half damage on that turret there in that push, which is not that bad this early in the game. And you see they're definitely trying to push their advantage much quicker. This game has gotten off to an explosive start with already 2 big fights.
Yeah, just a lot of rotations back and forth, but this is very dangerous for On the Wind. He might have to commit to a fight here.
Oh, wow.
Dump Drum's being taken over the wall by the flash. Now Dump Drum very far away from help. Dump Drum's going to be the first casualty of this fight. And a Salvo
an
arrow
arrow.
comes in, a very big arrow. But Thrifty Senpai not dealing any damage. Now he's going in. He is committing to this fight and willing to die. Thrifty Senpai trying to get onto Iron Hips, and there's a nice wall of pain. Hips has to flash out. But here comes the Requiem. Salvo's just getting there, but I don't think it'll be in time to be able to mop up any of this fight. But he's going for it anyways. The volley's going to get Salvo a kill.
Nice.
Oh, the fail
3,
flash.
4, 3.
Oh, that fail flash. Yeah, super chaotic fight that ends with them
Ending
if they
up
can
going
get this
even.
Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can get this tower, this will be worth it. That was a very good Janna ultimate in order to push Dub so far away from his team there.
Yeah. That's the danger of Vi sometimes. You're playing a dangerous game with that ult.
Salvo has to be very careful here.
Yeah, so that tower's going to be very low. They're 1 or 2 good pushes away from taking that.
So with that fight, Salvo sort of catapults himself back into this game. He's now sitting at 30 farm down, but 3 kills to Caitlin's 2, so he's looking good.
Yeah, the gold lead's slowly closed. I mean, it's still substantial for this point in the game, but not quite as big as it was 2-3 minutes ago. And Developmouth here, a lot of danger. He's being hit by all of the on-hit effect. And Biveret coming on a nice link. 30 Mike's going to pick up his second kill of the match.
Teleport was canceled from on the win there, so that's down. So with that being down, it looks like he is just going to walk to middle, and he is on his way. Ash Arrow is up if they really want this fight, but it is 4v5.
They needed to have been more decisive about it because Dubdrum is now with his team.
Yeah.
We've got just shy of a minute on this Dragon respawn. Sharkbait should be able to keep up good positioning heading towards this fight. They're establishing a nice amount of sight.
Looks like each team's just going to stall out for that dragon fight.
Yeah, this dragon fight's going to...
It's going to be very important.
Yeah, this is going to change a lot, because obviously multiple people are going to die here, and which team that happens for is going to, like, if it's a win for TDE, they're going to be kept probably not just even, but ahead, especially with the dragon kill.
Well, we'll see what plays out here.
To go. And there goes the arrow. And
there's an arrow.
His failed destiny, but some good follow-up coming. Dubdrum and Developmouth both very far, but Dubdrum further. And a lot of disengage used successfully by Sharkbait, but Developmouth is finally here, but so is Dubdrum. He has the hardest of flanks, but he's exhausted. He's CC. He gets an ult on the Thrifty Senpai and a nice Lulu ult to delay this fight. But now Dubdrum is out. Thrifty Senpai going down, dealing the dead man damage on every side of this fight currently. Dubdrum looks like he's willing to give his life because he knows the Requiem will take it. But good so far, TDE, who are now chasing Milk. Not going to be able to pick up any of these remaining kills, but a 2 for 2 and better position for the Dragon out of Dank Engine.
That Dragon just slowly built as that team fight went on.
Destiny's still coming in, and someone knows he's there. You're dead, bro. There it is. All right.
You're dead, bro.
I was like, if he gets away.
Hibbs came in to pop a heal to try to save Destiny, but it wasn't enough. So a blown summoner for nothing there.
Yeah.
And
things are not going.
Here. Pretty Mike has a teleports.
Someone needs to fucking leave.
And Hibbs is actually going to come look for an ultimate. Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's down.
Oh, we're good. Never mind. But Salvo, 5-0-2, and Thrifty, he's 1-4-6, but I don't feel like he's playing badly. Not as bad as a 1-4 score would imply.
He keeps taking ults from Vi.
Yeah.
Every team fight, and I'm kind of confused as to why Vi keeps ulting the Karthus when his job is to go in and die and do as much damage as he possibly can in an AoE.
He has been putting down a lot of damage in these fights, and it's been a big part of why Dank Engine has stopped this lead from growing, which Dank Engine has to feel good about taking this to late game.
Yeah.
So the way this is going, they should be very happy with.
And that may have been TDE's entire strat for this game, is they realized that they've been putting a ton of pressure on to Thrifty Senpai these games. And he may have just picked a champion where it's like, fine, throw everything at me, I'll still deal damage.
And the other thing is, if Assault and Battery is used on anyone but Salvo, I don't see how this team gets on top of Salvo. He's Ash. He's slowing on every auto attack.
Yes.
He's going to just
even
walk away from Tom Kench.
Yeah, that last fight, he wasn't, like, safe. He was, like, right next to the fight, but like you said, since Vi's ult had been used and then she got chunked out, he only had to deal with Tom Kench.
And all that pressure is turned into a 5-0-2 salvo. And oh!
Okay.
Devout Milk really wanted to get out of there.
Now,
Destiny getting
Arrow
caught out
actually
again
used
here.
on the Destiny. He's taking a lot of damage, and he is going to die.
So we're seeing the same thing we saw from Destiny, not during the playoffs, but the week before it, where he keeps getting caught out while warding over and over.
Yeah, and that was enough that we see Dank Engine take the lead back.
Yeah, and even like there's almost no lead here, but it certainly feels like Dank Engine is finally in the driver's seat of this game.
Well, it's been the past 2 games where they've been on their back foot playing defensively, and now they're finally in a position to play up.
Yeah, and it does look like they're just going to pressure this down, ignore the Tom Kench completely. They've got more than 2 waves here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of friends here, and a nice Glacial Fissure on the wind, not flash far enough. Zaku with the Monsoon, and now Zaku has to flash as well. A lot blown for a tower they could not quite finish.
Yeah, they were trying to force that down. Zaku ends up having to be the burrow support and wasting like all of his shit in order to get them out of there. Tom Kench ulting behind them. This is very bad for those two.
Now Zaku is slowed. Vivaret's here with the chase. Zaku does not have much he can do here. And they are going to give that kill to OG Dirty Mike.
That was just some dirty Tom Kench right there.
Yeah, that was good Tom Kench play. That's just haven't played him a lot.
The random thing I want to notice real fast. Dank Engine, 5 upgraded trinkets. Sharkbait, 0.
Sometimes you gotta buy cloth armor.
Sorry, that's 4 on a bot, not 5 on Dank Engine. But man, to be able to do that for a game where they've been behind for so long, that is super impressive that they have the sense to prioritize the vision like that. And that keeps them in a really good position now that this game is an even goal.
Yeah, that's good game sense.
So, Thrifty Senpai pretty soon here is going to start dealing his damage. He's fully stacked on his tier already. His Rod of Ages is at 9 out of 10. That'll be maxing out real soon. And from this point on, he basically just builds full damage and walks into team fights. And there's the 10 stack.
So I want to go into some situational ADC stuff real fast while there's no action, because Caitlyn just picked up Static Shiv. And I think that is really, really bad in this situation. Static Shiv gives you a little more upfront burst, gives you a little more wave clear. Phantom Mancer gives you a little more sustained DPS. And like we were talking about in the pregame, this game is going to entirely come down to if Iroh Hips can just hard carry the fights by putting out a ton of damage behind his massive tank line, because he is the only serious damage source on his team. You really should, in a situation like this, be going for that Phantom Dancer 100%. There's your 80 knowledge for today, folks. Back to League of Legends.
On the win going.
Where Hips is being power dove, and he's going to have to blow his flash. A maybe nice play out on the win. He's going to turn to finish this tower with Salvo's help. And these guys are going to just walk out.
Yeah, some good pressure. Finally getting that tower they wasted so much for last time and ended up losing Zaku to.
Yeah,
and
Vivaret is pushing the mid lane very hard, so this should be a free dragon for Dank Engine. But Vivaret does get a second tier tower mid. Now we'll see if he can make it out of here, which it looks like he should be able to.
Yeah, Lulu's pretty quick.
Crazy fast.
But Salvo does have an enchanted crystal arrow. Especially if Vivaret walks over this ward in the tribal, we might see Salvo shoot it.
Here it comes.
And there it goes, and it's gonna
that was
need to flash.
Yeah,
but I don't blame him for doing it.
Yeah, that would have missed him, but it would have been fairly close, so not surprising to see the flash come out just to ensure.
gold is literally dead even right now.
Yeah, this. Huh. And Dragon just went down, so there's no immediate things to push on. All outer towers are down, so we're gonna see which team feels they can push in a wave first.
Yeah, this has got to be scary for Sharkbait. I feel like they really need to try to aggressively siege because their comp is slowly leaving in tower spikes.
Yeah.
And I just don't see them winning a team fight, post 35 minutes or so.
Yeah, this Salvo is now firmly ahead on Ashe. You've got Karthus just walking into team fights and laying down constant damage. Aurelia is no joke in a team fight either. And even Devout Milk is dealing a decent amount.
But there goes the
another...
going to miss everything.
Yeah.
But on the winds, looks like he wanted to pick that fight, but some nice CC is going to stop him in his tracks. And Dirty Mike is teleporting? Or is he recalling? No, he must have been recalling. He cancels.
What's he doing over there?
He's just split pushing.
Yep, split pushing. What else do
Now
you do when you have two ways to teleport in?
Very true.
And they're actually coming down for him. They want him.
They're
want him.
They're getting close to him. Oh, he's gonna TP out.
That simply teleports. And I don't think it's a bad thing that Mike didn't teleport in there. I don't think that Sharkbait wants to team fight. They want to siege, and they want to disengage a fight. And now Dumdum's going in. He goes very hard on the win, but that's a lot burned onto a tank. And a great wall of pain. Riptide Senpai is in the middle of this fight, dealing massive damage. He still hasn't died. OG Mike delays the inevitable. And now here comes the Requiem onto this backline, but I don't know if anyone's going to die. This might be the fight Sharkbait wanted. There's 3 kills for 1 so far, with just Salvo and Zaku remaining.
I'm impressed with Kavo Hibb's ability to kite for as long as he did.
Yeah. That was very good. He kept himself alive while still dealing damage. Perfect orb walking there. Also, if you had showed me at the beginning of that fight and said that was the Vi-ult we got, and that's how that fight was going to turn out, I wouldn't have believed you. I thought they were going to be able to turn that.
Yeah, like I said early in the game, I think that these fights will go well if the tanks... Oh, man, here comes a big teleport out of on the wind, and he is going to chase this down.
What?
Hibbs is shut down by Salvo, and on the wind over the wall. He is sticking on to Vivaret. Destiny and Vivaret both being taken down very quickly. A double kill for Salvo, and now on the wind going to pick off Vivaret in a moment. Like now. And like Baron Dasher, that is 3 men dead, just a Tomcat and a Vi remaining.
Yeah, that should be a Baron. Not a quick Baron. Oh, wow. Never mind. They're already dealing shit tons of damage to that.
That's Karthus, man. Karthus is one of the fastest Baron takers you can have on a team. With that isolation damage on the Q. And it's awkward how they got there, but overall a good series of trades for Dank Engine.
Ashe now 8-0.
Yeah, Salvo just picks up his last Whisper. Salvo actually surprisingly not more builds for an 8-0 Ashe. But he's still very far ahead of Iroh Hibbs with those 3 core items and a BAM Scepter completes. Just about the best place you can be as an AD carry.
Yeah, and with this Baron buff, we'll see which lane they decide to pressure down. Obviously, assume a split push, but they also might just... They don't know Caitlyn's in here. They just spotted it.
So while we have a little lull in the action, going back to that last, the actual team fight that was split across 3 maps, I really, like I said in the pregame, I really think that if the Dank Engine stick with their backline, they're going to win these fights. And look at how that was the one fight where Devout Milk and On the Wind got so far from Salvo and 50 Senpai. Look at those fights they were winning earlier when they were behind. All 5 were on the same screen, creating, zones of protection for each other. Dankage needs to be. I think Dankage needs to keep doing that, not going for such crazy dives.
Yeah, if they just stay back, protect the shit out of hits, they can still win these fights.
It looks like Dank Engine gonna go for the dragon. Not a bad play right here.
This will be their
turn into a
fourth.
fight. Yeah, that's a time when it's gonna start getting scary. But it looks like this is a fight breaking out. We got Viberet coming out of flank, just very split out of Sharp. And now
there's an
arrow. Viberet is stunned. Viberet is slowed, and he is being chased for dear life. But that wild growth not enough to save him. And a kill for on the win, back to 500. And now I think we're going to see a big-time Baron Siege. And
Oh, wow.
just gets blown up on the side of this fight. Now this is turning into a good fight for Thomas' Tank Engine. They should be able to ride this into an inhibitor, I think.
Wow. And Destiny might even go down here.
On the win, being exhausted, he draws that out, and now here comes the Requiem.
No,
Not
able
going
to survive
secure a
that.
kill, though. But an inhibitor down.
They are now up 4k gold after previously being down about 2. Good gold swing. They've slowly been
Man,
pushing
yeah.
back into this game.
Let's talk about mental fortitude for a second, because Sharkbait are going to need a ton of it at this point. For 2 games they won so decisively, to now be this far behind in game 4. That's
After
rough.
having to forfeit game 3.
That is so rough, and they don't have the time to tilt, because they need to find a way in this game to try and avoid game 5. And, while we're starting to approach this late game here, let's talk about OG Dirty Mike, because we haven't really had much to say about it. Tom Kench, not as good as we expected. I haven't noticed his impact in really any points in this game.
He's been doing his job. He's saved a couple people with his eats, and he did have that one the one ult that got him a kill, but I wouldn't say he's playing super great or super poorly. He's just filling his role.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but someone on their team is going to have to step up and do more than that in order for them to win.
Well, we look like this could be a fight breaking out. On the Wind is pretty split from this team. He has teleport if he needs it, but should be able to just walk into time. And here comes the Enchanted Crystal there, and it hits Viberet again. A Nova battery bomb goes on to Salvo on the back line. Devout Milk very deep. Dubdrop very split from the team though, and Salvo is going to die over this. No! What?
No!
Salvo is legendary with a great kite outplay. And a 1 for 0 for TDE.
And that's a tower, and maybe another inhib.
Salvo showing some balls in the face of death, and he just keeps auto-attacking. That was pretty manly.
Cutlass active on Salvo. The kind of thing a lesser AD carry might forget in the heat of the moment was very likely the deciding factor in him surviving that fight.
Yeah, that slow might have been what saved him there. Very good use of the flash over the wall, and still keep attacking him there too. Just using what he had while he was getting picked off by Bide. So he's now 9-0, playing very well this game.
Working on a Blade of the Ruined King instead of Bloodthirster as his 4th item, which could be a pretty solid item. I like that versus a top catch especially. And we've got 35 seconds off. On the Wind actually looks like he wants to fight here. He's having to be careful he doesn't commit too hard to this because Karthus is very far away, and this is an outnumbered fight. Dub knew it, but he gets chunked too low to commit. And Danketcher is sticking with this fight for some reason. They have to be very careful. They're big death target. Oh, but Iron gets caught out with a cannon, and here comes a huge death wheel. Sharkbait HooHa are being annihilated in this 4 versus 5 right now. Salvo putting out so much damage. Great volley. Salvo is legendary. 10-0 as he keeps chasing
He's in danger, though.
fight.
That might kill him.
But he gets 8. Yeah, Salvo finally goes down, but at what cost? Thrifty
Tom
Senpai
Kench
is finally walking into this fight, and the Wall of Pain barely saves the Meltdown fight. Now Thrifty Senpai going to slowly but surely pick up the Kench.
Kench
And
is
now
about to
Thrifty
get
Senpai
benched.
flashes on the red, forces the wild growth. Tom Kench goes down, re-bench the Kench.
Wow.
Thrifty showing up at the perfect time to save that team
God,
fight.
man, look at those giant waves on Sharkbait's Nexus right now. I don't know if it's going to take anything.
It should get that tower. Lulu might have the damage to stop it.
Oh, this is so close. But
She
Lulu
did
saves
manage
that
to
tower
save it.
under 100 health.
Now we'll heal up, but it's not very quick. So if they leave any other of these, actually, Inhib just respawned, so there won't be any more supers. So that was a very good defense. That buys them some time.
Salvo has exactly enough gold to get his Blade of the Ruined King, and oh, this is big. This is Dragon number 5 being started. Dub very far away. This should be a free 6 here. And oh man, a surrender vote attempted. Oh wait, no, that's the red team. They're just rolling.
Oh.
But that is a 5th Dragon for Thomas the Dank Engine, who will have an open inhibitor or a Baron Dasher to choose from. And remember how fast they took that Baron at 30 minutes? Imagine how fast they'll be at 40 with the double damage to monsters.
Oh, they're gonna bait this.
Yeah, but they don't know that there's a ward in there. They didn't use an upgraded red to clear it out. And this is Baron being started. This is most likely going to be the game. But it's over in a flash. Dump goes in. He gets out of Thrifty Senpai, but Thrifty Senpai's still alive. Salvo has to take a lot of damage on this backline. OG Dirty Mike going to secure that kill. A 1-for-1. And Thrifty Senpai finally goes down. And this is actually a team fight that Sharkbait HooHa are gonna win. Development can at least pick off an extra kill before the end here, but a 4-for-2. Just Zaku to defend the base, and Iroh Hims is still alive.
Now with a
Even if he doesn't have
40
anyone to
second,
take him.
yeah, Salvo has 30 seconds left on this spawn. They should be able to take mid and then rotate bot and take that tower as well. I don't think they can get the inhib though.
Actually, these. I thought Baron buff minions were gonna do a bit more for them there, but it is a
They bought a
pretty
decent
decent
amount
stall.
of time at least. Yeah. It should only be a single inhibitor that goes down, which much better than it could have been. And at least there was no Baron on the map.
Yeah, they just get the tower and they're out. They don't want to risk staying for the Ash Arrow and the follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the right play. On the Wind would have had a teleport. There were a lot of ways that could have turned into a disaster, which they can't afford right now.
Yeah, their minions did manage to get that bottom inner turret, so they did get multiple things from that at least. But that was one of those fights where Salvo had Kench and Vi both on him, and he couldn't feel that well for himself. Like, there's only so much an Ashe can do.
Yeah. The John L blowing Dub Drum back into their 80 carry really kind of screwed them over.
Basically, the only way that ult should be being used right now is to push them away from your Ashe.
Essentially, yeah.
Nothing else matters. Like, your tornadoes, your shields, your slows, everything has to be for Ashe.
Especially at 10 and 2 at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
At 42 minutes.
I mean, you're Janna. You gotta peel them off them.
Exactly.
I think we're going to see a little more hesitation out of Thomas Dank Engine after that last fight.
Yeah, I agree completely. They're still ahead a decent amount, but they don't feel like it anymore. And
So-
honestly,
Tree, you're the support main here. I want to get your opinion on Rabadon's death cap on Janna real fast.
No.
There you have it, folks.
No. What about Majai's?
But on the wind on a big flank here. Tomcats was far, but they didn't quite want to take it. But there comes the Enchanted Crusader on the Braum again. Now on the wind, going on to Iroh. Iroh very, very low. He's walking out of this fight. Everything's being used defensively on him. Meanwhile, Dubdrum has to get out of the backline here. The exhaust onto on the wind, and he's going to die, but Dubdrum should be the next one to go down. Salvo in a decent position. No, he's eaten up by OG Dirty Mike. 50 Senpai now in the middle of Dangan zone, and he's putting out so much damage. Salvo's in a great position to turn this fight around. He's going to kite out the Dirty Mike, and this Requiem is going to deal a lot of damage to Melmike.
Oh, wow.
This is a 1 for 4 so far.
2 for 4.
1 for
2 for 3.
2 for 3. But the remaining members are so much lower. Salvo, you have an open inhibitor. You don't need those creeps, my man.
Yeah, they should be able to get a decent amount off this.
And it's just a Lulu and a Braum versus Shyvana and Ashe. That's an inhibitor down again.
So for anyone confused about the Rabadon's death cap on Janna, it's not just for damage. Her shit does, some of her other stuff does scale for AP. Like her slow does also scale off AP. It's not the worst buy. I just would prefer some more defensive things. Just
maybe
to keep Ashe
Zeke's
alive.
Harbinger for your gigantic Ashe if you want to go for
No,
some
I
offense.
don't want a Zeke's. I want a fucking. I want the thing that removes slows or removes CC from Ashe. That's what I want.
Mikhail's Crucible.
Yeah, I want a Crucible on that Ashe.
Well, you gotta watch out. Enchanted Crystal used very defensively with Vibrat going on the chase. He gets a nice slow on his level. But here comes a big teleport out of On the Wind. Vibrat has to pop Wild Growth. And On the Wind maybe going a little too aggressively here. He has to be careful. But On the Wind is enough to disengage that death from Salvo.
With how far away they were, I would have preferred to see Salvo just turn and kill Lulu. Like, he was in auto range for a very long time there, running right next to him.
So we've got 40 seconds on Dragon number 6 being available for Tank Engine. And a bit of a fight bringing on this mid lane. Milk and Wind need to be careful here. They're very far from their damage. And Dirty Mike wants to capitalize on this. Dubdrum's coming on a flank, and he's got a nice path onto Alice. Salvo's still not in this fight, but finally joining. Some good kite damage coming out of TDE. And 8 seconds on this Dragon. Salvo on the front line needs to be careful. It takes a big chunk, but he's got life still safe. But Devout Milk really wants this fight.
Yeah, that Tom Kench is just such a big fucking pool of health right now. He's just so tanky that even though Salvo's really big and he's just constantly hitting him, it's not doing that much. And here we have another fight.
And there's a Glacial Fissure. It hits Thrifty Senpai, but it does not hit Salvo. But there's Assault Battery. Salvo being taken low, but Thrifty getting a lot of damage in the middle of this fight. And no one is on Salvo at this point. Now Salvo getting some really good turn damage. This is looking very good for TD. OG Dirty Mike going to be the second to fall.
Salvo, where are you
Salvo
going?
is over the wall.
Where are you going?
He was too low. He was scared to stay on that fight. And
Oh!
him with the snipe.
Oh no!
Ace.
Oh man.
That is a 0 or a 2 for 5 and 50 plus seconds on these respawns.
They're gonna get a lot out of this.
That's an open inhibitor at the least.
I think Destiny should leave that, or can they even leave that?
They could have walked past. They could have let their creep slowly lose, but they have the time, I guess. But I guess they just must not have had the health to take the Baron. It looks like they're gonna only get the one inhibitor out of this. But
Would
just
that
another
fight, would TDE have been able to win that fight if Salvo didn't walk around that wall?
I think he was too low. I didn't realize it at the time because of the directed camera angle, but when he walked back into that fight, he only had about 300 health maybe. He got forced out of that fight, and I didn't even realize it.
He was kind of in the thick of things down that ramp bush, and then he had about a fourth of his health left, and then he started retreating when I think if he would have just kept playing it cool along the outskirts, that would have been a different team fight.
I think if he had stayed where he was instead of trying to walk all the way around that wall in order to get that last hit on Tom, I don't know. I understand wanting to just stay alive, but
Well, speaking of alive, Baron is alive. Do you think that's where we're gonna see the next fight?
Guaranteed.
Yeah. With Dragon down, that means 5th Dragon off the menu for a few minutes here. There's a very big solo take out of Iroh Hibbs, who is, by the way, picked up a Guardian Angel as his defensive item of choice. And who has quietly gotten very big in this game. He is actually about 700 gold behind Salvo right now, which is very impressive for how huge Salvo started this game.
It looks like his static shiv is coming in handy with the enhanced wave clear. He's able to farm his way back into this.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of kills these fights. Well, but now 50 Senpai being engaged on. He's dying very early in this fight. This could be very big for Sharkbait. 50 Senpai getting no damage out on the tail end of this fight. And 50 Senpai dies without ever using Requiem. But the rest of his team is committing to this fight. This is a disaster. Salvo on the tail end of this fight. He's got to run for his life. Salvo's now flashing defensively. Oh,
Tom motherfucking Kench.
Dirty Mike and Iroh Hibbs are trying to come in on this fight. Salvo being aced in his hole. But he's going to pick up a kill on Dum Drum, getting too aggressive.
They're going to need a siege right now.
Are they seriously going to try to win this game?
I feel like it's now or never for them.
They have Baron minions in, and their inhibitor just respawns. They have a Guardian Angel, but Iroh Hibbs is way ahead of his team. No one is on the same page here for Sharkbait. Iroh Hibbs has to be careful. Iroh Hibbs is being jumped on. He gets eaten defensively. A good play by Dirty Mike, but now this is a nice chase from Thomas the Dank Engine. And Iroh Hibbs just keeps being on the front line. This is just so much miscommunication from Sharkbait, who seem like they have no idea what they want to do.
That just reminded me of like an antsy kid, just like dancing on the edge of his seat. They wanted to siege that so bad, but they never called who to go on, I feel like.
Salvo was still up. Like, there was no way they could have sieged that safely without Salvo just tearing them apart.
But those tanks were so big. The tanks could have jumped just tower dome Salvo. I mean, look at OG Dirty Mike. Even those Nexus turrets weren't going to stop him.
Yeah.
They could have at least taken one Nexus tower there, I feel.
That was a lot blown to get onto that Karthus, but I mean, it worked out because they chose to stick with the fight.
Yeah, I don't know what Alice was thinking. He never popped his Requiem there. There's just, at this point in the game, there is no reason for you to die without using Requiem. Unless you really feel like that would have shafted. It's 154 second cooldown on Requiem. But I feel like Dank Engine is very fortunate they didn't just lose this series off of that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was close to just being a loss right there.
If I'm Sharkbait HooHa right now, I would bait out a Baron fight and either try to win the team fight or send a few people mid and split it out from behind
sold
him.
his Quicksilver Sash.
Yeah, Salvo's going for another damage item, but meanwhile, all of Sharkbait are starting this Baron Dasher. They're going to trade Dirty Mike's life for a Baron. Well, looks like he wants to go for a steal, but not going to be there in time. Arrow's going to miss, but it's still a nice 5v4 power play for 70 seconds here with an exposed inhibitor in this mid lane. They can try to at least equalize these inhibitors.
They're running. They want this.
And they should have this 5v4. There should be no way Sharkbait can stop them.
Yeah, no tower.
And they have to be very careful not to give up any extra kills here. You don't need to wait for your creeps, guys. It's 52 minutes into this game, basically.
They want to give Dirty Mike some time to spawn.
Alright, so now we're going to see what Dank Engine chooses to do from here. I think we're going to go ride in this gigantic wave in the bot lane. They should be able to get at least one, maybe two towers. We've got 27 seconds on Dirty Mike. And most of Dank Engine going for a zone job, but some nice chunking on a Thrifty Senpai over this wall. And there's a tower backdoored, or face tanked, I should say. Not quite. Now 10 seconds on Dirty Mike, who has an ult or a teleport to engage this fight however he wants. And for some reason, no one's backing up Salvo to finish off this tower. That was a mistake.
I can't believe this is happening.
It was 5v4 for long enough to finish off that tower, and they just walked out. Every advantage matters at this point in the game.
Oh man, we're getting to that point where literally everyone is full build. We're missing like pieces of items on maybe 4 people. Yeah, and other than that, yeah, 4 or 5 people are missing pieces of items, and other than that, everyone is full build. They're getting to the point where you're buying the elixirs and everything for a fight.
By the way, I want to call out Failed Destiny real quick for his level 1 trinket. Now back to the action.
Yeah.
We got Dragon live and being started and being taken very fast, but this fight's having a really big glacial fissure. Daku splits the team fight though, and Salvo and being peeled for it. Devout Milk is on the other side of the fight. And a huge advantage Crystal Arrow. Iroh him is going to go down. His Guardian Angel pops. Now this is very good. Crispy Senpai still under no threat. He's getting off so much damage in this fight. Him and Salvo should be able to clean this up. That's 3 kills. That's 4 kills.
Is that game?
That is everyone but
That's
going to
be a game.
Down. That has to be our game. And man, I cannot imagine how awful Sharkbait are feeling right now after the way this series started, that they are actually going to have to go to Game 5 without Madam Strip. This is brutal for them. And Vivaret going to go down is a formality.
Yeah, and there's the minion wave they needed to just shove over these towers. That will be Game 4. We're going to Game 5.
Wow. Dank Engine came very close to losing that one, but they pulled through in the end.
Holy crap, that last fight.
Suddenly a very high pressure game on our hands.
I actually got ulted right next to Salvo that fight, and I thought it was all over for TDE.
Yeah, but everyone but Milk was there to turn and feel for him. Alright, so we're going to take a quick 2 minutes for the stream here, and we will be back in a moment with the deciding Game 5 between Sharkbait and Thomas the Dank Engine.